I almost fell off my chair. I'm going to start by introducing myself to maybe those of you who haven't met me yet, who might be watching this. My name is Jessie and I'm an actor. Sound like I'm running an AA group right now. I've actually just turned 26. So thank you very much to everybody who wished me a happy birthday. I had such a wonderful day. It's kind of nice to reflect and see what an amazing year it has been, and just how many amazing people I've met over here who have literally become my family and my home away from home. My diary actually says on the 29th of March, do something outrageous. I personally feel turning 26 is already outrageous enough. Officially closer to 30 than I am 20, but I did actually wake up with a ginormous pimple on the side of my cheek on my birthday, just to remind me that I'm still young, still youthful. My video blog is called The Actor's Arc, because I feel like sometimes I'm only just keeping my head above water, and it's that idea of everybody being in the same boat and helping each other out. Somebody asked me the other day how I stay motivated and how I stay so optimistic about something that can seem like a very volatile industry to be in. And it did make me stop and think about what I do, I suppose, behind the scenes as well. I'm also from Broome, so I've got a lot of people that are still following my journey, you know, from back home. And I suppose who are a little bit interested in the work that goes on behind the scenes that you don't often see, or maybe that you don't often hear about. And I don't know, when I kind of had this idea, I thought, but who the hell is actually going to want to watch 5 minutes of this every week, of my life, of my experiences? But I'm going to do it anyway. I have just had so many personal experiences where I kind of feel like shouting out, okay, where are the cameras? You can come out now, this isn't funny anymore. Whether that's been an absolutely terrible audition, where I've come home and literally laid in the middle of my carpet for realistically up to about an hour, contemplating my entire existence and just every tiny little thing that went horribly wrong. I've had times where I've been so short on cash where I've had to go out and do an extra bit of work to be able to pay my rent that week. Often involves handing out promotional flyers outside of Wynyard Station, getting ignored by every single person that passes you by. I just think that so many people can relate to having a dream and a drive for something and feeling like it is quite unreachable at times. Today I had an audition and I just had so much fun again. It helps getting a character that you can really relate to and that you can really sink your teeth into. And for me personally, that's what I love about acting. Being able to actually just completely take on and embody this other character that's been created for you on a piece of paper, and using your imagination and just getting totally lost in that. That's what excites me and drives me. And after the other night's terrible, horrible experience, I just said to myself, I don't want to put myself under this stress or under this pressure anymore. I want to be able to go there today and have fun and leave feeling happy, not leave feeling like, oh my gosh, I made such a fool of myself, or that casting director's never going to want to see me again. I'm so bad. Why am I doing this? Because that is the reality, you know, for quite a lot of actors, including myself, all the time. So much self-doubt. It can be really tough, especially when you're in an industry where you're being rejected essentially on a weekly basis for the majority of the time. That's the reality of it. But I would really like to start focusing on these stories and these experiences and the struggles in a positive light. So, you know, I guess it's that whole idea of, if you can't just stop and laugh at yourself a little bit, then you're taking yourself just way too seriously. I would love to be really honest about all of this. Sometimes I think what is perceived from social media can often be quite deceiving. Not that I mean, it's your highlight reel. It's very similar to an actor's show reel. Of course, you're showing snippets of your best work and your best life and your best version of yourself. But quite often, that's not always the reality, and that's okay. And I do have my ups and I do have my downs, and it's really hard. It's really tough. And I would like to be able to show you that. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be posting these as often as I can. If you have anything that you particularly would like to know about or have a little bit of an insight to, please do comment below, because I will be sure to cover it. I'm trying to think right now if I have covered everything. I like to talk a lot. I'm sure there's something else that I have missed out. But for the sake of a very short and sweet intro, I hope you're as excited as I am, and yeah, I really hope that you can follow my little roller coaster ride. Okay, I've got a lot of cake in the kitchen because it was my birthday yesterday. I think I've already mentioned that like twice. I like birthdays. So I'm gonna go and dig in. Thanks guys.